Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Uh,
We haven't done one in a while. Sorry about that. Shit's been going on, world and all that. We covered it in the last video that we did. My Mafia play through stopped as well. That will be coming back, the same as Super Showdowns. But yeah, I was just taking a small break. I did put a post up about it. So yeah. But thank you all for the support as well. Keen, you got anything to say quickly?
um, yeah, well, we promised to get it out more frequently. We've had time to calculate everything, and you should be expecting a bit more now.
Yeah, definitely.
We're I'm not sure if I'm spoiling anything here, but we're planning on doing some stuff with GTA, aren't we?
Don't think that spoils anything, no.
Yeah,
We've been playing a
well,
lot of GTA together,
a
haven't we?
lot. We've been earning money,
We've
having
been
a lot
grinding
of
the game
fun.
out for the new DLC, so I'm thinking probably start streaming around the DLC because it can be new and fresh to all of us. At the moment, we're just in the grind to get enough money for it.
Well, it's well, it's the best game ever made, so I don't know why we wouldn't play it a lot.
No, very true. Very, very true. A midfield
Um,
powerhouse. That's got to be Lampard.
right, so I think we should just jump straight into it. We're doing a format today of we're just going to ask each other questions, and that will kickstart short conversations, and we're just going to keep that going on for a little bit.
Yeah, we
Um,
just it's just as a comeback video, what's kind of easy to do to get us back into the mood of the podcast and chit chat. We never really do that, to be honest, do we? We never really sit down and just
well,
talk to the audience. We've
usually
usually
we have
got a
a main
topic.
topic.
Yeah,
Yeah, main topic to talk about, or when we had toxic gaming on Drew. Um, we had the guest on, so we just got to know them a bit more.
yeah. Which
But
we want
this
to
is,
do more episodes with guests as well. A few
guys,
of my
trust me, we're trying. We
yeah,
are trying.
a few of my
Uh,
mates are moving back over to PS5 as well, so hopefully, you know, it's pretty decent.
I think we can do that.
Hey, just Pat Gareth Bale. Oh my god, he's 4K. Right. Okay.
So it's like 83 rated or something,
Yeah, he is.
so it's not even that good anymore.
No, that's. I don't know why I've got a 100k pack. I've just got a 100k pack waiting for me.
Just to go off topic from that, I'm looking at AFTV, and there's a fan who goes, "I'm worried about Arsenal." Really?
I would be
You're
as well,
worried?
mate.
You know, actually, first question: what do you think of Arsenal right now?
Well, the fact that West Ham are in the Premier League and Fulham are in the Premier League, and statistically making chances wise, Arsenal are the worst team in London, says it all, really. Fulham may be
They
below them in the table. Yep, I get that. I understand that. Making pure chances, Fulham have created more than Arsenal.
I would say Arsenal are in a very, very bad situation. If Brighton win against Southampton,
Hmm.
Arsenal drop down to the bottom five.
They do.
It's
When do they play? Tomorrow.
I'm
Right.
not too sure.
I think it's tomorrow at 8. I will look it up.
Probably. Ugh.
Yeah, it's tomorrow at 8
Um,
pm.
I don't know what's happening with them. I really don't. It's like it's been bad over the last few years for them, but this is a new level.
Yeah.
Like I
They've
can
never
still
been
get
the same since the Invincible season.
that. This is a thing where like you have to look and go, was Arsene Wenger really the problem?
I don't think he was, looking at the Arsenal team they've got now and how they're
I
performing.
think, I, I think in ways he was, and I think, but I'd say it was about 25% Arsene Wenger's fault.
Mm.
Because Arsene Wenger would refuse to spend money unless he needed to do something. But even in his
He
last
did need a
season,
new defence for about 4 years, didn't he?
I mean, he never got it. He never got the defence. And when he
No,
did spend big on Aubameyang, Lacazette, and all that, he left and he still finished sixth and didn't win the Europa League.
no.
Unless Arsenal win a domestic cup, I don't think they'll get Europa League this year.
Oh no. Honestly, I think they'll finish 10th or ninth. Maybe do a Chelsea. Like maybe finish outside the top 10.
I mean, just take off topic for Arsenal for a second. Man United, with the season that we've had so far, I have never felt more weird about a season because I'm not impressed with Ollie, but we're somehow
Two
in a
points off the
title
top.
race. Well, not anymore because Tottenham and Chelsea have played, but if we win our next game against City, we're still 2 points off the top and we're in the race.
Hmm.
It's such a
Which is
weird season,
madness.
this. This is what I like, the Premier League to be competitive. Anyone can win, because Tottenham might be on the way to getting their first league title since 1960 or something like that.
I know.
I I, uh, I think Arsenal need to seriously sort themselves out quickly, because I know it's only 11 games in, but they are running out of time.
Arsenal need a big change now.
What is your opinion on Arteta? If you was the chairman of Arsenal, where would Arteta be?
Gotta let him go.
He's
I
only been in the
know,
job for a year, but then
like,
again, David Moyes getting fired after a year, after 8 months even.
Moisey got. He kept. Moisey miraculously in 2019 kept us up, right? And he got sacked for it. We brought him back in
Uh,
this year. Last year he did wonders. We gave him a new contract. I wouldn't have been surprised if he got sacked again. But like boards, what my point is, boards don't base their managers off results anymore. Because if that was the case, Moyes would have stayed in, and Pellegrini would have never got the job.
yeah,
Because Moyes did amazing in the last 6 months of
and it's
2018-2019 season.
and it's why he did get sacked with us because we finished seventh that year. That's our lowest Premier League finish ever.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't tolerate that, and Arsenal 15th, potentially 16th by the time Brighton play if they win. Like, what can you even say?
Can you
And I
say
want to
anything?
say something.
Like,
I want to say something to my friend Jim, who still thinks that Arteta is going to overtake Pep. Seriously, stop thinking that.
sort your head out, mate.
What are you thinking? Look at what he's doing on that pitch. He is ruining that club. They're in a relegation battle.
It's
They're in a
mental.
relegation battle. It's silly.
Like, as much as this hurts my pride, West Ham should not be above Arsenal in the table. That should
No,
not be happening at
no.
all.
Your club should be rock bottom.
I wouldn't say rock bottom.
No, you should
Fulham's
be
in the
from what
league.
you had. No, honestly, you should be rock bottom from how your club is was in the shape of at the start of the season.
Oh, the like yeah, the back room. I'm not sure if people know the story of Karen Brady, but the sale of Dean Garner ripped our club apart from the inside out. We like, I don't know how. I don't know, like you said, I don't know how we're not in a relegation battle at the moment. We'll find a way. Trust me, we'll find a way to get back in one. But
Well, can we just talk about your most recent match?
can we not?
Oh,
I knew it was
beautiful,
going to come up, but
beautiful game that was. We didn't watch it live together because I couldn't watch the match because I didn't have anything to watch on, but you did. So I just heard your reactions.
what my cries when we went 3-1 down.
Pogba's goal, brilliance.
Right,
Mason Greenwood's goal, my
it,
favourite goal, and
I
then
kind of wish I
Rashford's so bad.
recorded my reactions of Pogba's goal actually, because as much as it tore me apart that Man United equalised, like you can ask Ian. I clapped. I was like, that's one of the best goals I've ever seen. But I physically clapped that goal because it was amazing. And as a football fan, as a West Ham fan, I hated it. As a football fan, I loved it. It was one of those. It's something special.
Yeah, it was like my friend AJ, who I was at college with last year. He's a Barcelona fan, and he was talking to me about Scholes' finish against Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final, and he was like, uh, when I watched that, I clap and laugh every single time.
Yeah, it is one of those.
The one that gets me is against my own club. I think, actually no, it's the most. I went. It isn't against my club. It is one of the most, if not the most famous Premier League moment. It's the Aguero goal.
Hmm.
Still shocks me every single time. That's scripted. Scripted. I don't care what people say. Scripted. QPR knew as soon as they were safe. I was like, oh, we're just gonna let them score. Scumbags. I'm glad they're in the championship.
Um, the best goal I've ever seen against my club was when Liverpool, Steven Gerrard tore that FA Cup away from us in 2005.
No, in all seriousness, the best goal probably when Messi just destroyed Rio and Vidic when he just ran around them, or just watching Ronaldo play against Man United in that 4-3 game.
Hmm.
They lost, but Old Trafford, the entire stadium was clapping
They
Ronaldo.
clapped Ronaldo. Like,
It, I wish I was around to watch him.
what, in his Man
I,
United heyday?
no, I want about Brazilian Ronaldo.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no, I don't enjoy Cristiano Ronaldo scoring against me. It makes me sad.
I thought because you said applaud, like, got a round of applause at Old Trafford. I remember when
No,
Ronaldo got
Brazilian
subbed
Ronaldo.
and he
Brazilian
got.
Ronaldo plays in the Champions League, and he scored three against us, and he got a round of applause from every single person in that
Hmm.
stadium. He was just amazing that game.
I love it when that happens. Like, as a football fan, not as a fan of a specific club, but, like, it's when, oh God, I can
You
see
have
him.
respect for our
Colaccini came
players.
back for Newcastle. Everyone clapped. Like, it's just moments like that. It's either
When
brilliance or amazing comebacks that
a
football
few
fans
years
love.
yeah, a few years later, when Beckham was at AC Milan and we played them in the Champions League, Beckham at the end of the game when they lost, we gave him a standing ovation. That's
Yeah,
our boy. We recognise and remember our own.
yeah.
No, but it's just, when Cristiano Ronaldo scores against us, it hurts because he, as a kid, he was him, Giggs, Rooney, and Scholes. They were my four, and but Ronaldo was something special to me as a kid. If he hadn't have left Man United, he would be my favourite player of all time. Obviously, now I understand why he left. He went to become well and truly the best player on the planet,
Yeah.
possibly the greatest of all time. Um, Here's the thing with this argument with Messi and Ronaldo. Let's say Messi does come to the Premier League, whether it's with Man City, whether he goes to Chelsea, whether he goes to Liverpool, or Man United, or anyone.
Yeah.
If he flops there, what does that do to his great GOAT status? Or his claim to the GOAT status? It shatters it, surely.
Yeah, the argument for Messi versus Ronaldo is Ronaldo's done it in 3 different leagues.
Ronaldo has been elite in 3 different leagues. It there's no argument with Ronaldo has performed in more leagues because Messi's only performed in one.
Yeah.
Do you actually think he'll leave Barcelona?
Yeah.
I don't. I think he's going to stay. The club will do anything to hold on to him.
They even sat there like, I don't. It's not manager in Spanish leagues, is it? What's it called? Chairman, is it?
He like it's it's mad how they bend over backwards for him that much. Because let's say, like obviously in the summer, the whole drama was Messi wasn't turning up to training. He was going to force through the move elsewhere.
Yeah.
Let's say someone like Raheem Sterling tried that, he'd be gone. Raheem Sterling would be slammed in the paper. Whereas Messi is like, oh,
Yeah, but
it's a job.
The British press hate Raheem Sterling, and I don't know why. Should have scored that.
Um, Anyway, we've talked about football a fair bit.
We have.
You got anything to ask me?
Just how's life, basically. Obviously, we've come out of
Um,
lockdown now, and unfortunately, Lincolnshire have been put into tier 3 somehow. But yeah, just how's life?
yeah, somehow.
Or
It's all
London are
right at the
tier 2.
moment. I will say. I'd say I'm feeling at my best than I've done in a fair bit. Um, I've recently obtained a new coaching role. I can't say where just yet, publicly, but I've got my first coaching role in football. I've been working a long, long time for this, so
Mm.
I'm now officially starting in this new career of mine, and I'm looking forward to it. Um, I've got a few things I'm working on. Um, we've been offered something as well. I'm not sure if we can touch on that.
I don't see why we can't. I mean, we're getting tagged in the post, so
Yeah.
I
So
like.
we're doing work for former professional boxer Peter McDonough, who is well, but he runs a very very good channel. He runs a great Instagram page, and he just provides really good boxing content and like
He
little
does.
add-ons from different pros, analysts, and all that. And we're working with him. We're going to be running some of his stuff like on like social media,
Mm.
and great
If you
opportunity,
like,
really.
he's got a YouTube channel as well that our mate is putting content out for and is killing it. So well done, Lever.
What's that called, by
Called
the way?
Voice from the Corner.
Voice from the corner.
Voice from the Corner. It's a very good. The thing that I like about Pete as well is he runs a podcast and it's for the people. You know these boxing channels, which I'm not having a dig at or anything, but you can tell they're a little bit corporate. Pete just shoots from his mouth, like he just says what he thinks, and I think that's brilliant, especially in boxing. Because
I
the good
mean,
thing about boxing is like, just because you like something doesn't mean someone else does. Like you can like a style of boxing that someone else doesn't. It's great to have different opinions and express it. And I feel like that's what the channel actually does well.
yeah. Well, when you're a hard boxer who has been in some decent fights, I watched I watched some of his fights. My personal favourite was with the current Gainsborough Trinity manager, Curtis Woodhouse. And yeah,
That's mad.
when you're a big tough guy, you can say what you like.
That's mad that somehow um we've scored a deal with an Irish boxer that has fought the Gainsborough Trinity manager. Now, if people don't know, Gainsborough's
We,
in
he's not too
Lincolnshire.
far from us.
No,
Yeah, he's not too
and
far from us.
that's kind of local to us. Like that could easily be some of people that we know local team,
Yeah,
local football team. So it's kind of mad how it's worked.
I've met the man.
I haven't met them.
Yeah,
I've been to a Gainsborough game though, so I've
yeah,
seen him.
yeah. I had a little chat with him walking by, and I was just like, "Good result there today," and they just lost. He didn't look impressed. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. This guy could beat me up with these.
This guy was a boxer. I should probably be quite careful.
This guy, this guy was a pro and did fight for the British title. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to be doing stuff. Yeah, I think we can say this as well. I'm going to be running the Instagram,
Yeah,
and Liam will be running the
I'm
Twitter.
gonna be helping out with Twitter. Yeah.
It was originally role reversed. I was off the Twitter, and then Liam was off of the Instagram. But I'm not sure if anyone knows this, but I am not getting Twitter because, frankly, it's toxic, and I just don't want to be on it. It's
I
the
was yeah.
worst social media page.
It can be the worst or can be the best. Depends how like my Twitter is what I want it to be. Now I know like people will say that with all social media, but I I was saying this to Keane. I micromanage my Twitter. Like if there's any hate on Twitter or anything, I'll just block the person. Like I don't care. Like
See,
block
with
the person or
Instagram,
remove the account.
on my Instagram, I just, as you can tell from my most recent post at Kean underscore McGraw, um,
Hey, getting the shout out in.
um, you can tell
Self
from
endorsements.
my most recent post, I could really care less.
No, I like Instagram's just fun for me.
Like when people try and take themselves seriously, like I used to be one of them. I used to be one of those who'd have to pose in every like photo. I'd be like, "Oh, do I look good in that? Can I post that?" Whereas nowadays, if you try and make yourself care about that too much, you're just gonna put yourself in a hole, and you're not gonna be able to get out of it. Like even though I don't like care to this day, every now and then I'll be like, "Oh God, should that really be on there?"
Hmm. You
Like,
do think about it, but if you go on mine, I haven't got a post before 2018 on mine because I used to be the guy that took himself seriously, and I removed all of them, and now they're just me being silly with my mates, or me
someone needs
holding a
to
West
do.
Ham scarf, or me with my dog. Like I just use it as like a video collection, a photo collection. Sorry.
All it needs to be. It's all it does need to be, because, like, out of all the Facebook is the one I don't really use, and
Hmm.
I hardly post anything on there. But when I did, like, I'd like just share stuff of like dog videos and like the cute ones,
Mate,
because
your pug videos back in the day. I mean, you still watch them all now, but you used to share a lot of pug
yeah,
videos.
now I just save them to my own phone and I enjoy them by myself.
Yeah.
Screw everyone else, these are my pugs. Oh, I want a pug. I would like a pug. But the issue is the health, like the vet bills,
Yeah.
because they can't breathe.
They're very expensive.
Speaking of pets, I've got two cats arriving.
You do. You're not really excited about that, are you?
It's not like I'm not excited, it's just I'm not a big cat person, so I'm not gonna get like worked up over it.
No. It's a good point.
Like I've got one that's coming up for. Uh, I would like to, I already know the name I would like for them.
Hmm.
Ronnie and Reggie.
Ronnie and Reggie. Now,
Ronnie
if people don't
Cray.
get people don't get that reference, Cray twins.
Ronnie.
And if you don't get that reference, go read a
Show
book.
chap is a show chap. Like a west. Good old Tom Hardy. I mean, to be fair, you look like the Crays, but you can't act like them.
No.
If you want a true thing on the Cray twins, watch the Kemp brothers version. Much more factual, and it is entertaining and really sad as well.
Still got it saved on my watch later on YouTube because it is free on YouTube as well. So
It is, and
if you want to go
like
and check
the
that out,
the quality ain't great, but like I don't really care about the quality. It's just like you're watching something good,
mm.
and it was made in 1990 anyway. It's not gonna have the best quality anyway.
It's not
It's a
really
British
great, is it?
film. It wasn't the most expensive film to make. Um, but yeah, two cats arriving, and I want the dog shortly after. I don't know what I'm gonna get. See, the trick is you let the dog pick you. You know if the dog wants to come home with you.
Yeah, I love
But
walking around kennels or like private like
see,
things, but
I
that I just want to take them all home. That's my problem. I think
that's
we
what
were
I'm
talking
afraid
about it
of
the
when
other
I
day.
go.
Yeah.
I've never been to a kennel, so I don't know what it's like, and I'm scared. I'm gonna turn up and I want to buy the place.
Mm. Definitely have
I don't
moments
know, I
like
can't
that.
do that. But I know what. Essentially, what we're planning, we're gonna get a smaller dog. We're gonna get a rescue dog. So, I, I, there's some options that I would definitely take within a heartbeat. So I'll list them now. I would take a Jack Russell. I would take a Yorkshire Terrier.
Yeah.
Take a Chihuahua. You know, I'd actually really want a Chihuahua.
I might just give you my dog. No, I'm not. I don't know why I said that. Gizmo, if you're somehow hearing this, fucking love you,
Gizmo.
buddy, and can't wait to go home to see you.
Um,
But yeah, my dog is a. I'm not sure if people know, but he's a Jack Russell cross Chihuahua.
oh yeah, I do love you saying that.
Yeah.
I would really like a Chihuahua because, to be honest, I would take advantage of it. I'd be walking through town holding it, looking for attention.
Yeah, I mean,
I would.
you walk through. Some people will give you weird looks.
I
When you're
wouldn't care.
walking through with the bag, but a lot of people come up to you, so it's always good.
If some fellow would be like, "Oh, you're holding a gay dog," I'd be like, "Mate, bite your nose off. Get out of my face."
Mate, just piss off.
Exactly. No one hurts my Chihuahua.
No.
We've had to look after a Chihuahua before. We had to look after two. We had one called Tilly and one called Gizzy. They were great. Now, one thing that if we did get a Chihuahua, my dad at first would not be impressed because we've had a Staffy and a German Shepherd. Now that would be a
Manly
change.
dog. Manly dogs, but
Friendly dogs. Though I know what's going to happen. I
yeah.
know I'm going to get there, and I said I want a new dog. I don't want something we've had before, but I know if a blue Staffy looks at me and gives me the eyes, I'm going to have to take it because their eyes are just something else.
I love
It's just going
Staffies.
to
My first
take
ever
me.
dog was a Staffy.
Same here, and they're great.
My one wasn't well trained, so like, I used to tear the kitchen apart. Like,
Well, I mean,
like
should train it.
we got it when it was quite old. So, but it
Yeah.
hadn't been trained. So there was nothing we could really do about it, apart from just
I,
keep the door open and just hope it went outside and ripped up the grass.
I'm not sure you've told this, but you know the story you told about the dog to me the other day, your sister's dog. Can you tell them about that when it went straight in your room?
So, here's a little story. My sister had been on holiday, right? No, my sister had moved out. Sorry, my sister had moved out. Um, she was in a relationship, but things broke down. But I'm not going into that. So she comes home like any like mid 20s person would, comes home just to settle down, you know. And yeah, she brings a dog. I haven't seen her in probably half a year. I'm really excited, but she hasn't been in the house in so long. But she loves me, so I come over, give her a load of fuss, like when she first walks through the door, and then go upstairs because I'm like, oh, I've pet the dog. The dog wasn't that satisfied, so it came up into my stairs, came up the stairs into my room, really excited, pissed on the floor, and ran back downstairs. Like literally looked at me, ran off tail wagging.
Yeah, you was also saying that you went storming downstairs and shouted at
I
it,
did.
and then
I told her
your
off.
whole family got mad at you, and then he was like, "Weed on the floor. Do you want me to wee on your floor?"
I did say that to my dad. I literally turned around and went, Dude, I pissed on my floor. Do you want me to piss on your floor and I won't get shouted at? My dad was laughing. The rest of the family didn't find it funny.
Like a savage animal. But that's men for you. Men.
Oh, like, it needed to be trained. Like, my sister loves it and it's all like nice and, oh, you've been a really bad girl, don't do that. So I came down and just went, Lula, no! I don't know why I tried to do an accent. Shouted Lula no, and everyone stared at me. Like with
That with disgust.
you know when you just can tell. You know when you're walking through the street and you can tell someone's like staring at the back of your head.
Yeah.
Imagine that feeling, but seeing all the eyes. That's what I got, which built on more rage. So I said, "Do you want me to piss on your floor?" to my dad.
How old are you?
About 50.
So this was around what, year 10, year 11?
Yeah, this was during GCSEs.
Yeah, I wouldn't even dare say that to my mum. Not even my dad, my mum. She would not be impressed with it.
My mum wasn't. Luckily, me and my dad have the same sense of humour. So my dad laughed, so like, I won the room then.
I remember, because I've mentioned Boris before, my best friend. Boris the
Boris
pug.
the pug.
When Boris was around, his best friend was Lexi, my old dog, and let's just say Boris was a 1-year-old and Lexi at this point was 10. So she would play for about 5 minutes, but she would get tired and want to lay down. Whereas Boris didn't understand
She
that.
was somewhere between the age of 70 and 77. Let the poor girl rest, you know.
Yeah. And then Boris wouldn't get the message and would try continue to play with her. And Lexi would show her teeth to Boris, and Boris still wouldn't get the message. So Lexi gets up, puts her nose under him, flips him over. Boris looks terrified. Yeah, like, imagine its eyes wide open, wider than what they already are.
Now,
There was that.
let's put it into perspective as well, because you didn't say what breed of dog Lexi was.
Oh, German Shepherd.
German Shepherd, flipping over, but a pug.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say that when you know I said I looked after those Chihuahuas. Lexi lost a fight to one of them.
Really?
Yeah, Lexi was a softie. Lexi refused to fight, but she would tell you off. That's the thing. And another one, Boris was just sat down in front of me, like rounding the bit. Lexi walks in, and I guess this is when Boris got a bit older. And all of a sudden, I heard Boris's owner go, "Oh no, Boris, put your lipstick away. Oh God." I just look around, massive hard on from Boris. And I was like, I think you need to take Boris home. And he was like, "Yeah, I will. See you later, lads."
Oh, that is
walking through.
brilliant.
Just imagine walking through the street with your dog who has a hard on. You're just carrying him. And your house is like all the way down the other street. That's how weird you look, especially if like you're running or something.
Oh my god, that is beautiful.
Oh,
That would be a sight to behold, wouldn't
that was a really funny moment.
it? Put your
Oh,
lipstick away.
oh God, put your lipstick away. No, Boris. Boris came round the other day. He's looking fatter as usual.
Hmm.
Yeah, he needs to lose weight, otherwise he's gonna have serious health issues if he doesn't already have them. Like
Yeah.
pugs already have a life expectancy that's short, so like you to try and make it last as long as possible.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Have you got anything else to ask me?
I don't. It's just like how you doing and basically any. Yeah, like obviously
Well,
you're running 4 YouTube channels as well. That's not
yeah,
including Voice from the Corner or anything to do with that.
yeah, I'm
So,
a busy boy.
like, do you have any plans to make any comeback videos? Because it's been a while, hasn't it?
Well, obviously, COVID's not helped me at all.
No,
Um,
like you can't really do what I do. Just like throw on a game of FIFA and talk.
I've got a few plans coming up. Planning on making something similar to Two Boys One Wood. Not
Yeah.
saying what it is just yet, but I'm making something similar. And
I'm just
uh,
saying, lads, watch out. Watch this
I, I,
space.
I'm just letting you know, Liam. I can't address this on here, but there is a significant change that I'm having to make, and I'll explain it to you after. But yeah, it will be good. It's going to be great. Watch out.
Watch this
It's doing something
space.
special.
Or watch that space, more like.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Um,
I'm just thinking about a scene.
It'll
If you didn't
be
know,
good.
like what we can say is Kim was the main writer, but we did kind of write it together one night, didn't
Yeah, we spent 3 nights on this.
we? Yeah.
Like, it's not the most, like, obviously when you write stuff, usually it takes a lot longer, but to be honest, like,
One of our first ever big projects. I mean, you did Two Boys One Wood,
exactly.
and we both wrote together like in performing arts. But apart from that,
What it, what it,
we
well, the thing
never.
is with Two Boys, One Wood, it was completely improvised. We
Yeah,
hadn't
it
done
was a full
anything
improv
before
scene.
that.
Like,
Whereas with this one, if we can plan ahead and actually make something around it, imagine how much better it could be.
yeah. I mean, I already love Two Boys One Wood.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's my masterpiece so far.
yeah,
It's well and truly great. I have to say thank you to Jaden for being involved in that as well.
Jaden's so funny. Like,
Um,
big up to Jaden.
uh, Wait, what was that?
Said Jaden's so funny. Big up to Jaden.
He's a funny boy. We produce a lot of good together. Um, but a main thing is I am FLC. I will be competing soon. I know it's been nearly 14 months. Frankly, you deserve better from me, but I promise. You
I
know
mean,
what?
let's be honest. Like,
I'll, I'll even make this. If I haven't defended by the end of January, I will strip myself of the belt.
so I become the champ
Yeah, you do.
because I've got the
You
interim
will
championship.
yeah, you'll get handed the belt, which is not great. So now pressure's on.
Right. Also, as well, lads, I will make a little thing here. If for some godforsaken reason I can't get down by the end of January, we will
Or I get
revise that
injured or
stipulation.
something.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
will revise that stipulation. But if we're both fit and we're both healthy, I don't see why we can't do it. Like
I don't see why we can't
100%.
do it.
Like,
Should be able to get it done.
yeah,
I'll have to beat you twice.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played football in a while. I feel like we're both gonna have to get out and shoot some shoot some shots.
We are indeed, and we're gonna have to sort out Laver versus Toxic Gaming, aren't we?
We are, and also Jack vs Connor if that's still happening.
Jack versus Connor.
So
I mean,
like we said, we've got like well, I say we. You've got matches planned.
to be honest, we
Like
could have Warlord against anyone.
yeah,
The problem with me now is I can't really face anyone who's like 0-0 now because I'm 4-0 now. I can't face someone who's not had a match.
no.
It's not like it was at the beginning, but like now is where I'm like, right, I've got to actually face someone who's actually won, and it's either you or Danny Lewis who's 2-0.
Mm. I mean, let's be honest. Danny Lewis will probably be a better opponent, but like I'm still saying like our match. Obviously, it counts, but like we wanted
You
better goals. We wanted better goals, didn't
UV Danny would be an interesting match. I'll say that because
we? Yeah.
Danny, technically wise, he's far better than you. But you,
I can agree to that one.
but your free kicks in the last one were something special.
Mm.
So it will be an interesting one if that one ever happened.
Yeah, I'm saying back to ours though. Like our first one, we both wanted better goals than we got.
Yeah. Well,
Like
like
the
we
actual
said it.
pitch.
Yeah. Well, we said in the thing like that wasn't my fault. I did. We tried so many places and we just got rejected at each one, or the goals just weren't up where we were thinking.
Yeah. Like we went to at least four that I can remember, or looked like online to see. Like, yes, we probably could have planned it better, but then again, like the place that we wanted, we didn't realise like
We had
how.
to
Yeah,
we had to pay a significant amount of money to get on there.
and it's not even that. Like I would have paid the money for like the day if we all went down and played football happily, and
We
then just
didn't
filmed
book.
it.
That was the
But we
issue.
didn't book as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that was annoying. And yeah, like I said, I promise I'll be back soon. If I do, if the horrible thing does happen and I do lose the title, then I'll just win it back as quick.
Yeah. Like, don't worry. Like, you'll be the first opponent for sure.
Well,
So
if
basically, the next match, hopefully for me, if you agree, is going to be me versus you for the belt. Like,
hopefully,
depending on who's got it.
if everything goes right, it's me and you next.
Yeah.
I feel like Eddie Hearn, like I guarantee there'll be a knockout.
I guarantee someone will win.
Guarantee someone will put in top bins.
I wouldn't guarantee that.
I mean, I've actually scored a top bin shot.
So have I.
Yeah.
Scored two.
Yeah, but you scored against Cadwell.
I mean, yeah, there is that. I wouldn't be
Sparmy.
bigging up my free kicks. Like, I
Spar me,
wouldn't
Cadwell.
because goalkeeper wasn't great.
Cadwell, spar me. Why do you keep ducking?
I mean, the first one we filmed, he didn't bloody click record, did he? So we had to film it twice. Luckily, the
Yeah.
result was the same both times, but I remember messaging you livid.
I do remember that, but can we address something else? Why won't Cadwell spar me?
I don't know. I mean,
He needs to
answer.
address the situation. Like he keeps turning me down, but he keeps causing issues as well. So I want to spar him because it'd be a lot of fun for me, not so much for him.
Could imagine, yeah. For him, it wouldn't be great.
No, I would not.
Like, to be
I'm
honest,
also.
mate, I wouldn't want to spy you.
Alright, don't make me sound bad. I'm a nice
No,
person.
I'm
It's
saying
just
you're
if you
good. I'm saying you're good. I'm not saying you're bad at all.
if you annoy me, then we gotta sort it. It's
Yeah.
that simple.
I don't know if I could spar you actually. I don't think I could hit you
Well,
hit you hard.
no, that's the thing. I don't,
I wouldn't like I couldn't hit my
it's a
mates.
friend.
Yeah.
Like my good friend Freddie, he says we've had a spar together. He could said he could hit me, but I couldn't do it to him.
No.
I couldn't lay it on him. Oh, and I couldn't
I
anyway
mean,
because
you and
I
Freddie
didn't
would
bring.
like hearing what you said about him. Obviously, I don't know him personally. I think you and Freddie would actually be quite a good fight.
I'd be
But
a
then again,
decent fight.
the friendship's in the way almost. Like for that.
Is
Like if someone
I
came to
wouldn't
you and
fight him.
showed you footage of him and went, "I won this to be your next opponent," I bet you would take it. I bet you'd like jump at the opportunity.
No, I wouldn't fight him. Yeah,
No.
I couldn't.
No, I mean
Couldn't
like
do
if
it.
you didn't know him and you just saw his footage, and
Oh
someone
yeah,
was just like, "I want you to spar him," or "I want you to
yeah,
fight him," like in
100%.
like a some amateur fight.
But I do know the man, and the man is great. So
Yeah.
I couldn't hit him. I mean, I've sparred with him. I've tried helping him in his upcoming fights. I keep getting postponed, sadly, and I've done that with him. But yeah, Cadwell, address it.
Dress it, mate. You
So,
want to
well,
steal our
just say
podcast
yes.
idea? Just
Yeah,
can
if
make a
you want to steal
podcast
our
on it.
podcast as well, like start doing it as soon as we do one. Like, it's, and what was the quote, Liam? When he didn't even tell you he was doing it, and he got you in on as a
Oh yeah, he was
guest.
just like, "Oh, do you want to make a video?" And then started with "Welcome to episode 1 of my podcast." I have no idea.
Like,
No idea
if you're
what's
gonna
happened.
if you're gonna
If
say
he,
you
if
do it,
at the time we were still all right, so if it was like, oh, I kind of want to do a podcast, I know you do one, and I think you'd be a good guest because like you've done one before. I'd be like, yeah, sure.
I have no problem with him doing one. But
No,
it's the fact that he
it's not
tried.
like we
It's that
came. It's not like we can
it's
patent a podcast, can we? Like,
yeah. It's the fact
let's
that
be
he tried
honest.
hiding it from you.
I stole
That's
like
what I don't like.
I was against podcasts to start with, and then I saw Jack mate and was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I do podcasts. Jack mate,
My one
yeah, go
is
check it out.
my one isn't Ricky. Mine is Ricky Gervais,
Ricky Gervais' podcast is amazing.
best
Yeah,
podcaster. Joe Rogan doesn't compare to when Ricky, Steve,
I
and
like
Carl are in a room.
honestly. I would back Jackmate because I just enjoy the fact that Jackmate gets on so
What?
variety of guests. I mean, he's had someone that like was an undercover agent. He's had an OnlyFans model. Like he takes on anyone as long as they've got a good story and he can research them.
Do you know? I
Like
like this
he'll
one with
get them on.
Morgs. I really like Morgs now. Morgs is
I
a decent
respect
fella.
Morgs after that. Like
Like,
100%.
don't get me wrong, he hasn't treated girls nice, the nicest in the past, but he's an
Sorry,
18-year-old lad,
Kira.
and some of that
Yeah.
he's he was a kid then. Like, let him off. We've all made
We
mistakes,
we
especially at a young
Dave,
age.
I've made multiple mistakes when it comes to
So,
relationships and shit. Probably not as like big or consequential, but then again, like I wouldn't imagine being 15 and having everything you ever wanted in life.
he says he could retire now, and he's sorted.
Yeah, he's
He
19
like
and
he
he could
in the
retire and literally, like, if he gets married, have children, they will have a good life.
yeah. He says he's sort of hinted at like he ain't got that much longer in him. Apparently, he sort of
Wow.
hinted at that because he kept mentioning retirement.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's growing out of the Morg's character.
Yeah, like he's
Like,
gonna go into he's not gonna retire. He's gonna go into like businesses and probably property. But I mean, from YouTube, yeah, like he could hang up the boots tomorrow, and with that YouTube money, be set for life.
oh, don't get me wrong, Morg's mum is really, really bad to watch. but she's a 56-year-old woman. She can do what she wants. Like, if Morgs wants to help her grow and all that, he's doing a good job of it.
I mean, let's be honest, business-wise, Morgs is amazing. Like,
Um,
Morgs' mom is another revenue earner. Like, he has his mum and Bold Martin on his books.
Bold mind.
Like, he
he,
pays them. They're his employee. Imagine having your mum as your employee.
your bald stepdad. Um, yeah, his mum is the one who's big into real estate. She's
Yeah.
always wanted to do it, and when Morg was like, I bought my mum a mansion and I've got her a dream, like, you're like, well
Yeah,
done to
like,
you. You've done it.
yeah, like, imagine being 19 and say, he signed his first mortgage at the age of 16.
You did. Like, I think the sidemen need to
And
stop criticising him now.
the bank's backed him. Like, imagine having a bank backing a 16-year-old to buy a house.
Well, they would have definitely done their research on. They're like, why has a 16-year-old got the money to pay for a mortgage for two mansions?
Yeah.
Like, Morgs has a lot of potential, not necessarily in YouTube, but just in life.
Yeah.
You could do a lot.
Imagine, imagine being that the person, like, in the meeting room. The 16-year-old kid wearing his own merchandise walks in. That'd be surreal, wouldn't it?
It must be weird, like a teenager running up to you, and you're literally only a few years older than them,
Imagine them
and
being
they're
like,
wearing
imagine
your
that.
face on their chest.
Yeah.
Like the potential that Morgs has on YouTube, he could be like, because if he like stopped with the overacting and all that,
If he made
and
a
made
different channel, a Morgan Hudson channel, he'd
genuinely
blow up. Because
could
he's actually a really nice guy. That's what I've learned from Jack Bates' podcast.
potentially could be bigger than KSI. I'm
Yeah.
saying it now.
The guy's 19. Like,
He's younger than
JJ's
me.
28.
He's younger than me.
When was he born? You know.
I'm not too sure. I think he's younger than me anyway.
Mm.
But yeah, Morg's decent fella.
Very decent.
Um,
I like Morgan now. Can't believe I said that. I'm saying that I like Morgs on YouTube. But there's still that stigma around it, isn't it?
there is. Um, I feel like it would be a good thing to bring back Voice from the Corner because we're going to do something on our Instagram and Twitter. We're going to start doing like polls for predicting fights, aren't
Yeah.
we? And what we're going
Yes.
to do right now is we're going to predict some of the upcoming fights, and if you need any information, don't worry, I will supply.
Yeah, like I know people on my channel already know. I'm part of this. I'm part of this because of our mate Jack. Like I'm
Yeah,
not.
Jack
I'm
Logan.
growing. My knowledge is growing. Like I'm watching a
It
lot
is.
more. I'm
It
learning
is growing.
names and
I'm happy.
things.
I'm happy it's growing.
Yeah, but like I'm not. I'm still like I'm not up to it with boxing really. Like if you need boxing, at Kean McGraw, he's your man.
Oh, I've spent years researching all this.
Yeah,
First fight we're going to be talking about is the big
the
heavyweight
big one.
fight coming up. Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev. Um,
I've
bit, a few bios on well, the bios on the fellas.
yeah,
Joshua, current WBA, IBF, WBO, IBO heavyweight champion of the world, two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
he is.
Beat names such as Klitschko, Joseph Parker, Alexander Povetkin, Dillian White, so on and so forth. A real who's who of a record.
Yeah,
Decent, like he'll fight anyone. He takes on any challenge. and then there's Kubrat Pulev. One world title shot in his resume, a fifth round knockout loss to Vladimir Klitschko being his only loss on the
I
record
mean,
ever since. Every other fight, it's been a very dominant win.
yeah,
Very impressive from Pulev. He's a good fighter. People don't need to stop underestimating him. He's a
yeah.
good fighter. This guy fought a Klitschko who was.
Klitschko basically in his prime.
It was because Klitschko was. I'd say he was out of his prime during the Brian Jennings fight, the one before Tyson Fury. That was when he was started going out of his element. But Pulev, good fighter, 28-1, and a decent test for Joshua.
Yeah.
Um,
God, sorry.
the bio's out of the way. Liam, who've you got?
Still got Joshua,
You
but
still
I
got
think it's
Joshua.
gonna be. I think it's the. I think it's gonna be a majority decision win, but I think it's
Really?
gonna be close. Yeah,
Really?
I
That's
think.
interesting to hear.
Right. So, I will tell you my predictions have changed a lot. It started with a Joshua knockout, then it went Pulev split decision, and now I'm going Joshua majority decision, just because I don't really see a knockout from the past Joshua fights, from the past like 3 or 4 fights. Joshua's just been jabbing, dancing around, jabbing, just racking up the points. I think he'll outbox him, and I think he'll win. I think it'll be very close, but I do think it'll be a majority decision to Joshua.
Well, uh, this fight could go a number of ways. Um, Joshua, as we know, he, in my opinion, is the second, actually no, the third best heavyweight in the world. And
Have you got? Have you still got Wilder ahead of him?
yeah, yeah, I've got Wilder
Interesting.
ahead of him. Wilder would thrash Joshua. Joshua would be winning, then Wilder would hit him and he'd be out.
Yeah. I
That's
think
what
if
would
it's a
happen.
boxing match, it's Joshua because of the power of Wilder. Yeah, I'm with you.
Wilder knocks out every other person apart from Fury.
Yeah.
And even then, he's still knocked Fury out, technically.
I mean, probably should have been given as a KO, but the 10 count's there for a
Yeah,
reason.
put an asterisk on it. Like, he did knock out Fury, though.
He did. He did. But I
Um,
mean, Fury's just a god
yeah.
for
Back
coming
to
back
my
from that.
prediction, because this
Yeah.
is not about Fury or Wilder, this is about
No.
Joshua and Pulev. Um, in my opinion, how either man wins, Joshua can win any way he wants.
Yeah.
He could go to a decision, could try and knocking him out, he could try and TKO him, could try and make him quit.
If he jabs
Would
that high
cover up
enough,
would cover up Pulev quit? No, Bulgarians are built different.
would the team throw the towel in potentially?
Potentially, but I doubt that would happen. Um, do I see Joshua winning by decision? Of course I do.
Yeah.
Do I see him knocking him out? Yes, I do. But one thing we've learned from Joshua now is after that first Ruiz fight, anything can happen with Joshua. He can lose at any time.
I think that first Ruiz fight is the reason why he's not going to knock him out. 'Cause if he comes forwards on the front foot, throwing like haymakers, and gets caught by one himself, he can go down. And I
Like
think
there's
that
a,
will be in the back of his mind. And like, if he's like, I come forward, then like,
yeah.
I don't see him trying to knock him out. To be
There's a
honest,
bit of a size difference between them. Joshua's the bigger man, but you just gotta
by
watch
far, yeah,
cover up. You gotta watch cover up Hula versus Huey Fury. Huey Fury's the same height as Joshua, not the same build, but his build doesn't matter at all. And yeah, he handled him with relative ease, and that's what got him the Joshua fight was
yeah.
beating Huey Fury. Um, Pulev, if he can pull out the miracle and beat him, it'd be really funny to watch. But then again, we wouldn't get Fury versus Joshua, which I really do want.
Yeah.
So, as someone who doesn't particularly like Joshua, it'd be funny to see him lose, but I'd want him to win so we can get the big fight. But what do I think is going to happen? I per Joshua's been saying in the entire run up he's going to stop him, but he said that in the entire run up for Andy Ruiz Jr. too,
Yeah.
and look how that turned out. And I think what he's going to try and do is try and fight on the back foot, like jabbing around like he did against Ruiz in preparations for Fury, to see if he can do that to him. So I think it'll be a unanimous decision, Joshua. Do I think he would stop him? Yes, he could. It'd be in the later rounds, I think. Um, I think the earliest he could probably stop him was probably the sixth. That'd be probably the earliest he would. But I think it'll be a unanimous decision, Joshua. I think Joshua will be able to handle him unless the shock happens.
Yeah.
But will I be shocked if Pulev won? A little bit, yes.
There's still that
'Cause
thing of
Joshua
it's
should
Anthony
win.
Joshua.
Joshua
Like,
should win.
that name itself means a lot in boxing. Like
Well, he's still,
Joshua getting knocked down by like Ruiz Jr. was a massive shock. I'd say Pulev would beat Ruiz Jr. So is it as much of a shock? No, but would it be a shock? I'd still say yes to that. I think if Pulev wins, it'll be a slight shock, but then again, it's Pulev. Like, he's a very, very good boxer.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so you've got a majority decision, Joshua. I've got a unanimous decision, Joshua.
I thought they were the same, to be honest.
Uh,
Majority is all three judges, right?
yeah, unanimous is all three judges. Majority is two judges, one either going for a draw or the other way. Then split decision is where
Okay, yeah, I've got
one
it.
judge. Split decision is where one judge scores it like more than one round higher for one, then the same for the other guy. But then in the final round, final like judging scorecard, there's only a 1 point difference.
Yeah,
That's how a split decision
I
works.
see. Yeah, I see majorities. I see 2-1.
See, I personally don't think he'll be close. I think Joshua will be able to. He'll be like a 17,
11.
117 to 111. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he'll do
yeah.
that
So
because Pulev is fairly old now. He's no spring chicken. He's nearly 40.
no.
Like he fought Klitschko in his prime and lost to him, which is no like
I mean, it's
bad
Vladimir
thing,
Klitschko. He was on the top of the world for what, 15
but
years.
it's still his biggest fight, and when your biggest fight is a loss, that's got to have some impact on you. Like he's beaten Chisora since, he's beaten Huey Fury since, he's had some decent fights. But his most recent fight was against Rydell Booker, and Rydell Booker was dominating in the early rounds, and Rydell Booker is nowhere near. I wouldn't even put him. He's not in the top 100 for me, in my rankings.
Yeah.
So, oh, and another thing I'd like to address as well, just before we get some more fights coming up. Jarrell Miller, banned till 2022, should be for life, but I'm glad it's happened. That means he'll be.
That's the guy that failed the drug test 3 times, right?
Yeah, that's the one who failed and caused Andy Ruiz Jr. to step in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Was
he's
that
been
right?
banned.
I knew Ruiz Jr. was a late step into the Joshua fight, but I didn't realise that was the reason.
Yeah, because Jarrell Miller failed a drug test. Failed three, actually.
Yeah.
Three separate drug tests. Then most recent, he's failed two again.
Jeez.
Pharmacy
Man
Miller
isn't banned
is
for
what we call
life.
him.
He's had 5 strikes. I thought it was a
Yeah,
3 strike policy in boxing.
he's a scumbag. That's
Yeah.
what he is. Real scumbag. Shame though. Decent heavyweight. Had potential.
I mean,
Um,
hopefully he can get clean. And like, if it's drug related, there's probably some. I don't want to like speculate, but there's probably something else going on behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
So let's hope he sorts that out. And he's been given a second chance, 2022. So he comes back fighting.
100%. But yeah, some more fights that are happening. We had one yesterday that we did the predictions for, and that was Errol Spence versus Garcia. I don't remember asking you what the result would be, but I remember asking Jack.
I said
Jack
Spence.
had it. I had it Spence. Jack said Garcia, and that one I was a little bit
I
shocked
had
by.
Spence Stockage. It was a Spence unanimous decision, wasn't it?
I had a unanimous decision, Spence. I got that one spot on. I thought if Danny Garcia doesn't let his hands go enough, he's not winning this one. And what did he do? He didn't let his hands go.
Did you watch
Danny
the fight?
Garcia.
Have you seen it?
I watched it this morning as soon as I woke up,
I
and
haven't watched it yet. I've just seen
good
it on
fight.
Instagram. Yeah.
Errol Spence Jr. It's the first time he's ever addressed Crawford, so he's either fighting Crawford or Manny Pacquiao next, hopefully.
Well, Crawford's the best in the world. Yeah.
But in my opinion, he's the best welterweight on the planet.
Yeah. So, well, not
Pound for
not
pound,
the
one
best
of the
one,
best
but
too.
the best one. Yeah.
Um,
If he beats Crawford,
personally,
that'd be massive.
Personally, I'd like to see Crawford versus Spence, because then I want the undisputed fight to be Pacquiao versus the winner of that, because that would be huge. Pacquiao potentially his last fight if he won or lost.
If he lost,
Imagine any.
Yeah.
If he,
If he
I think
wins,
the next time Pacquiao loses, that's when he's retiring. I think. But if he won, he could go out on top and definitely, in my opinion, would be the pound for pound greatest fighter. Like, I know people go on about Floyd Mayweather. I think Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer ever, but pound for pound, the man is an 8th division world
I was about
champion.
to say he's won like I was going to say 6 or 7. I didn't realise it was 8.
From flyweight to super welterweight.
Jesus. I mean,
Also known as
pound for pound,
junior middleweight.
Pound for pound is like who could fight at every single weight and be the
If
best.
everyone was the same size,
yeah,
then that's what it would be.
Yeah, like you cannot go against that.
Being
Someone
honest,
has
I
won
think
8 different weights, like world championships in 8 weights. That is mental.
I think if they fought in their prime, Pacquiao would have won. I do think that. Because Pacquiao is just... Oh, he's so good. He's my second favourite fighter. I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah.
Just his little smile when he's when he's like doing a face off and he can't not laugh. Oh, he's great, Pac-Man. It'll be sad but happy when he retires. So whenever
Especially if
there's a
he wins
Pacquiao,
and goes out on top.
like my parents mainly buy like the big heavyweight fights, but whenever Pacquiao fights, they always buy it because he's just a legend. Here's a bit of a fantasy matchup. I feel like this fight makes the most sense. Wilder knows he's not getting a Fury fight. Ruiz Jr. knows he's not getting a rematch with Joshua. Why not the two people who lost to the world champions fight?
Ruiz Jr. versus Deontay Wilder.
I think that'd be good.
I think that would be over in 5 rounds.
Probably. But then again, Ruiz Jr. can take a lot of punishment. Never been stopped.
Did you see what AJ gave him?
Knocked down once, and he got up straight away.
Yeah. He's got a chin on him, that boy, but
But Wilder's something else.
I think Wilder would have him in 5.
I think it'd be a 11th round TKO. I don't think he'd knock him out cold. I think it'd just be a ref jumping in, saving him.
I think it would be a fifth round stoppage. I don't. I'm the same as you. I don't think he'll be knocked out because his chin is something else. But I could see him backed in the corner and Wilder just hitting him with haymakers and the ref stepping in.
Oh yeah, but I would like to see that fight. Um, that'd be decent. Another fight that I would like to see would either be Usyk versus Joseph Parker or Usyk versus Joe Joyce, and maybe for the
Usyk Joe
vacant
Joyce would be
and
amazing.
maybe for the vacant WBO heavyweight title.
Is the WBO vacant then?
No, not yet, but I think it may become vacant.
You think Joshua will drop it?
Yeah, because I know it won't be undisputed, but people will know that it's whoever wins that is the best. People will know it's undisputed. And to be honest, WBO, it was only made a sanctioning body in the 2000s. It's the belt that is least cared for.
Yeah. I think if when Fury versus Joshua happens, I don't think it'll be like until the world goes back to normal. I know we've had fans in now,
Oh, they need
especially
a
in
crowd.
football.
They need
I
a
think
crowd.
I think they'll sell out Wembley. Like you can't do it anywhere else apart from Wembley Stadium.
They will sell out Wembley. It's the biggest British fight ever.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They need to wait. They can't jump on that in 2021. I'm not sure. So for that reason, I think Joshua will fight Usyk. Like you said before, Joshua is a fighting man and will take any challenge. I think he will fight Usyk. I don't know if he would win. That's the only issue.
That's the thing. We don't know because Usyk says it himself. Yeah, it was a fairly. I wouldn't say I had Usyk up by 4 points against Chisora,
Hmm.
but was not the best I've seen Usyk, and he admits it. He said it himself. It was not the best Usyk. That was a 3 out of 10. And I was like, okay, so he's criticizing himself hard.
Yeah.
Do I think he could beat Joshua? Yes, because technically he's far better than Joshua.
His foot, like I was saying this to you earlier. I think his footwork's the best in the game at
It's
that
just
such high of
whether
a weight.
it's based on one thing: can he get over the size difference? Because Joshua is massive compared to him.
How
Like
tall
when
is
I said
Usyk? Is he 6 foot?
6'3",
Six. He's only. Oh, I mean, there's still 4 inches.
there's 3 inches in it, but
3 inches.
Joshua, the pure muscle mass on him. Usyk he's muscle, but he's not like a bulky muscle.
I
Whereas
think
Joshua
that
is
could
bulky.
help him though,
It could. He's going to be
because
far
that's what
quicker than
makes him
Joshua.
lighter. And when he's lighter, he can just dance like we saw with the Chisora fight. I thought he danced around him, definitely. Like I know it's Chisora, and Chisora likes big men that stand there that he can punch and knock out. That's his like preferred fight. But with the Usyk fight, like Chisora was done by round 9. Like
Well,
who's
look
got the
at
better
just
foot? I'm going for who's got the better footwork. Is it Usyk or is it Joshua?
Usyk. Usyk
Yeah,
has arguably
and
got the best footwork on the planet.
like we said before, Joshua would probably go in. Actually, with that fight, he will probably go in to knock him out. I
Yeah,
think
he would.
he would have to.
And that's what he did first time with Andy Ruiz. He was like, "Oh, you're a little guy. I'm going to try and knock you out." Whereas if it's a big guy, he's going to try and do someone else.
Yeah.
Like
What I would love to see
he would
is
go straight.
how would he approach Fury?
Unless he tries doing what he did against Klitschko, where he's trying to kill Fury, he's not got a chance.
No.
Not a chance in hell. Like Joshua needs to go back to his stone cold killer, like early Joshua.
Knock everyone out in the first 3 rounds, Joshua.
Because do I think Usyk could knock Joshua out? No, just doesn't
Well,
have the power.
Joshua has a very hard chin as well.
The thing is,
He did get
Josh,
obviously got stopped by
Josh,
Ruiz, but
Joshua and Wilder very clearly have the same issue. They don't have a weak chin. They've got a very good chin. They can't take a shot that either affects the back of the head or makes their necks go back.
yeah,
Joshua got knocked down by Klitschko. Simple punch straight to the forehead. It knocked his head back too much and his legs were gone. That's the issue. Their legs go.
yeah.
Look at his legs against Ruiz Jr. the first time, and then look at Wilder against Fury. Oh my God. That was a massacre.
Both fights were. Let's be honest. Like both.
I wouldn't even say the first fight with Andy Ruiz was a massacre because it wasn't, because it was literally those 2 rounds.
Mm,
Literally, it was the third round where Joshua got knocked down twice, then the seventh where Joshua got knocked down twice and was stopped. Other than that, the 2 rounds before that was fairly boring. But
mm,
I'll never forget when Joshua was in the corner and his coach was trying to tell him stuff, and he's like, "Why am I feeling like this?" I'm like, "Oh, he's gone. He's finished." That's really bad and concerning for future fights.
yeah.
And if a fat Mexican's doing that to him, what's a big 6'7" southern man from Alabama gonna do to him? And what's a six
Six
foot
foot
nine
nine.
Gypsy
Gypsy
King?
King gonna do to him? Like, I don't
Like,
see him winning either of those fights.
no,
I
me
could see
neither.
him outboxing
You could outbox
Wilder
Wilder until he
for
got knocked down.
sure.
Until
And
he got
if he
knocked
stays
out.
away, if he stays away from him, ducks in, uses his footwork, gets punches in, and then drops back again, be a
He's not
very,
quick
very
enough.
boring fight.
He's
But
not quick
he
enough.
could win.
You don't have the agility of Fury.
No, which is mad to say. He doesn't have the agility of a 6'9" man that was fat.
Each of the heavyweights have their own strength. Fury
Yeah,
is the most elusive heavyweight in the history of boxing.
yeah,
Arguably with Muhammad Ali, but if you look at the statistics, Tyson Fury has better elusiveness.
yeah.
Uh, Wilder has got the best one punch knockout power I have ever seen. Not just in boxing, but in every sport, every fighting combat sport. Joshua, quick learner, and can adapt well.
Yeah, he does adapt well to fights. That's
The issue is with Joshua when he doesn't adapt, it's pure luck. Because in that Klitschko fight, I'm not sure he adapted, but at that point, it was just whoever landed that next shot that caused the second knockdown was winning that fight, and Joshua was the one who did it.
yeah,
With Ruiz, he couldn't overcome, and he suffered for it, but in the second fight, he did come back and win back his belts.
yeah.
So it's a really hard one to thingy. We'll do a prediction on Fury versus Joshua. Actually, we'll do. I'll get my heavyweight rankings up. I'll make a load of different fights from like the best heavyweights and see what we have.
Okay.
Fury versus Joshua.
Fury stoppage.
What round?
I think it'll go late, round 10.
Okay. I'm going Fury fifth round. I think he stops him quicker than Wilder.
Wilder was in the 8th, right?
Seventh.
7th.
Seventh round it was. Um, Joshua versus Wilder.
Wilder knockout late in the 12th or something. I think Joshua
The
will get
last
complacent.
round, oh, I imagine Phil's last round. Like Joshua's won every single round up until that point. He's nearly there, then bang.
I think complacency will set into Joshua's game.
I'm saying ninth round.
I
Ninth round, out cold.
yeah. I
It'd be like
like it's gonna be
uh,
a KO or a TKO win for
no,
Wilder.
knockout. It wouldn't be a TKO, I don't think. I think it'd just be a flat knockout. And I think what would happen is, like in the Ortiz one, um, where Ortiz got up and then he'd be down till eights and he'd suddenly get up, but because he's no way like he's out, the ref would just stop him and he'd be looking around like, no, no, no. He'd be like that. Um,
Could you imagine
Tyson
like
Fury.
Fury when Fury popped off? If the referee just waved it off, that's what it would be like.
Oh, yeah, that would be funny. Tyson Fury versus Dillian White.
Ah, Fury by far.
Fury.
Fury
I
knocked
think
out fourth, fifth.
I think Dillian White would last longer with Fury because Fury would want to play with Dillian White. I think he'd be stopped in probably the 10th.
Really?
Yeah, I think
You
Fury
think
would
he would
want
just
to play
toy with
with
him
him.
for like 8 rounds
Yeah,
and then just knock him
I
down in the
think
ninth and then knock him out in the 10th or something?
I think it'd be an exact replica of him versus Chisora for the second time, but this time he would stop him himself instead
Yeah,
of Chisora quitting.
yeah.
Um, if Dillian White and Joshua had a rematch,
I think Joshua was winning again, to be honest.
I'm not sure now because Joshua, I think he's lost his killer instinct, and that's what stopped Dillian. So it's a bit more competitive next time round, I think, especially as
Yeah.
Dillian White has improved since that fight.
I
Like I
I
don't
think
know,
I think he would I think he would win on decision. I think Joshua would. I think he would
Joshua
go
would
all the
win.
way.
If I'm being honest, I think it would be a late stoppage for Joshua. I think Joshua would stop him late because in the first one it was seventh round with the uppercut, the same one that Povetkin took him out with.
Yeah, that's
Um,
his like that's his downfall. That uppercut, isn't it? Dillian
it
White.
is, yes. Tyson Fury versus Povetkin. That's a bad night. That's a bad night for Povetkin.
Yeah,
Because
that's
if Povetkin beats him twice, then Joshua just faces Usyk, Fury faces Povetkin. Povetkin will be stopped in two.
yeah.
He
I
would
I
not.
don't think even Joshua would want to be that. Not Joshua. Fury would want to be there. He would just literally go out to kill the man.
It'd be a real sad sight seeing Fury take out a 41-year-old man,
Yeah.
but he would need to do it. It. Sorry, but if Povetkin is getting dropped twice by White that easy, it was easy getting knocked down.
Mm.
Like his
Imagine what
knockdowns in the
Tyson
past have
Fury
been
would do to you.
exactly. Um, let's have um, Joshua versus Alexander Usyk.
I don't know. Like I said, I could see Joshua winning. I could see Usyk winning on points.
This is the one out of all of them that I am the most unsure about.
I don't think I don't think he could knock Joshua out. I think that's the only one on the card that I wouldn't
It would have to be
say.
points.
But I think Usyk could definitely outbox Joshua. That's for sure. Um, Again, it depends if Joshua's what Joshua's in the ring. If it's that killer instinct Joshua, Usyk would step forward and get hit a lot. Does he have the chin for that?
And
Probably not.
we don't know if he has the chin for that.
Exactly.
He's had the chin against cruiserweights and the heavyweights he's had so far up against him, but this is Anthony Joshua we're talking about.
Yeah. This is
Um,
top three heavyweight in the world.
Personally, I'm going to use the same reasoning for what I did with Joyce versus Dubois when I properly did my research for it.
Yeah.
I see Joshua, who can win in more ways than Usyk, and I've seen more from Joshua than Usyk. So I think I'm going to go with Joshua for that one.
You see, I'm gonna go Usyk decision. Probably split decision. It will probably be
I'm
very close, but I think Usyk could take it, and I kind of want if
it,
Usyk does take it, then it would be Usyk versus Fury, and that would be an O on the line.
well, that would be an unbeaten,
That would be
undisputed
definitely
fight,
be an undisputed fight.
undisputed fight, because
If
it'd be a
if
19-0 Usyk versus a
yeah,
30-0-1 Fury.
if Usyk beats Joshua, where does that put him in the rankings? Does that
Where's
put
he
him
put
top
who?
three?
Joshua.
If Usyk was to beat Joshua, was to fight and beat Joshua, does that put Usyk somehow in the top three?
I would probably put him number two. I'd put him above Wilder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be Usyk as the second best heavyweight on the planet, 100%. Joshua would still be top 10.
I don't think
Uh,
you can ever take Joshua off of the top 10, to be honest. Like, you've got Ruiz 8th, have you not?
I do, but if he keeps on with the inactivity, I'm gonna have to drop him down again.
Yeah.
Um, to be honest, I could see a Joshua decision
I could
because
I could also see a Joshua decision. Like,
there is the fact of, let's say Usyk just can't get over the size difference.
I I honestly I don't like to go into this. I know it's boxing and everything. I think it depends where the fight is.
Oh, what? So like
If the
judges?
fight's in London, I'd say Joshua decision.
I don't know because British judges are usually win not as corrupt.
No, I'm not
If
saying
they
we're
see
corrupt, but especially if the fight
they
was to
favour the
happen with
hometown boy.
fans, if the fight was to happen with fans, you've got 75,000 people shouting chanting Joshua's name, or 50,000 or 20,000, whatever it is. That's gonna skew your vision. You can be the best judge in the world, but if you
It
hear
wouldn't suit
everyone,
mine.
though, I think it would.
I don't think
I
it
think
would. Not for
subconsciously it would.
no. I tend to not get affected by
Yeah, but
people's reactions.
you don't watch boxing with sound on.
No, I do. I watch it when I'm rejudging the fight.
Okay, but for the raw fight, your first score, you don't like, because I was gonna put the commentary on yesterday, and you told me not to, which definitely helps judge the fight because the commentators can get in your head as well.
Um,
But if
see,
it's in London, I see Joshua winning. If it's in Europe, I see Usyk winning. Like, if it was to go, unless it's like so obvious.
well, yeah, you may think no, but Lennox Lewis versus Evander Holyfield, that one was so obvious, and it was still ruled as a draw. I could see it as a draw.
I could see a draw. If Usyk is on top, I could see it as a draw.
See,
If
they've had
Josh,
the idea of going to Croatia for a fight.
could you imagine?
That would favour Usyk highly.
Yeah. No,
I know he's not
100%.
from Croatia, but
Still Eastern
it's
Europe, isn't it?
Eastern European. Like, they're gonna favour their boy.
Yeah.
This is what I don't like about. This is why I don't have favourites. Like, I know I'm a massive Fury
This,
fan, but if
honestly,
I score it fair,
honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Joshua Usyk in the US.
no, I would. There'd be no reason to put it in the US. Either I'd put it in the UK. Actually, no, I don't even want to see it in the UK.
Where? What? Germany?
Nah, they're dodgy.
I don't know. They
Germans are
gave they
dodgy.
gave it to Tyson.
Yeah, but that one was so obvious.
Yeah, true.
They're dodgy in other matters because they tried cheating Fury with the preparations of the fight. They put too much materials in the ring, which was a severe health hazard, which would have caused severe knee injuries.
What do you mean too
Yeah,
much material in the ring?
like padding,
Right.
like to make the canvas softer.
Okay.
Like in wrestling, they have one layer of that sponge.
Yeah.
They put six.
Jesus.
Lennox Lewis was in the ring, and they said, "Can you do a bit of like shadow spars, see what it's like?" And he took like 5 steps, and he was like, "That's a knee injury waiting to happen." And yeah, I just wouldn't trust them in Germany, to be honest. They're really dodgy.
Where would you want the fight then? Because I think having it, unless it's two British fighters.
It's England.
What?
Just put it in England, because U6's Matchroom anyway. It's an English company.
True. I
Unless they
wouldn't
want
mind
to go on the
seeing
zone
like
where would.
it would probably have to be like an O2 or a Wembley. Probably not a Wembley.
Well,
Probably
it's
an
gonna have
O2.
it's gonna have a limited amount of fans, so I'd say
O2 Manchester
even a
maybe.
no, because that's 20,000. It would look empty. Maybe a copper box would be a smart choice because 8,000. They'd probably allowed 8,000 at that point. At least it would look sold out.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be allowed 8,000 in an 8,000 seater. You'd
No,
be
but you
eight. You'd be
like
allowed
if
8,000 in
if
like
you
Wembley
space
or
out
something.
if you space out 2,000 people in an 8,000 CSC, it still looks like there's a lot of people in there. If you
Yeah.
space out 2,000 in a 20,000 seater, it looks wrong.
Yeah, I do get that. But
I want to make it look thingy because the fights without crowds, they just don't look right. Like Povetkin versus Dillian White, it just looks like a sparring session to me.
yeah,
As good as the fight was, it needs to look better. Do what WWE do and have the fans around, like on like TV
TV
things.
screens. I'd love that.
That was decent. That was a really smart idea for them to do that.
Yeah.
I'm actually
I'd
gonna
love
watch.
that.
I'm actually gonna watch Dillian White versus Povetkin now, just to see it.
When
It
is
does
it?
look good. No, I'm the first one.
All right, yeah. I was about to say,
You know,
hold
we'll
on,
do
wait, what?
this. Dillian White versus Povetkin too. What's going to happen?
Oh, surely Dillian White.
Dillian White loses again.
That'd be his career,
Oh
surely.
dear. Well, how would he even try and get a world title shot?
I don't know. It's like oh God, who did hold on, it will come to me. Carry on
Like,
speaking.
like no disrespect to Povetkin whatsoever, but he's a 41-year-old who has had
The fact
two
that
losses.
Povetkin is a world champion in 2020
WBC
doesn't
Diamond and
sound
Interim
right.
Champion.
Yeah.
First ever WBC Diamond Heavyweight Champion. I bet that hurt. Actually, no, the WBC will love that because they don't like white. I bet there was like, thank you. Thank you, God.
Mm.
I think it would be a Dillian White stoppage, but
It'd have to be.
I, I, I want Povetkin to win.
Oh, if Povetkin wins, that'd be great. But I think I don't know if Dillian White would put too much pressure on himself because he knows he has to win that fight. He's not
Well,
stupid.
that's the thing. He put too much pressure on himself for the last one because he had to win that to get the world title shot, and look what happened.
Exactly.
It's the same with the first fight with Joshua, who had. Whoever won that was going to world level. He lost it.
He doesn't
Some
deal well with pressure.
with the same punch. he can't handle an uppercut.
No, there is that as
Same with,
well.
same with Joshua and Fury and Wilder. None of them are that great with shots behind the ears.
No,
They're not the greatest because
because
Fury,
they're tall.
that's the issue, yeah, they're not used to
They
anything like
can't.
that.
Yeah, they A, they're not used to it, and B, because they're tall, if you get punched in like behind the ear or on the ear, your legs go.
Yeah,
Like it just
like
does.
Fury,
Like you can be the hardest man in the world. You can take a Wilder punch to the chin and like not go down like a full punch. If you're tall and get punched behind the ear, your legs start to go just because of the body. There's no way you can train that not to happen, especially being so tall and never really being punched there.
like Fury's been knocked down a whole bunch of times. Joshua's been knocked down a fair bit. Wilder, he got knocked down once in 2010, then didn't get knocked down until the second Fury fight, which is really impressive.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say this now. The fact that Wilder lasted till the seventh round is a testament to how strong he is. Because if it was Dillian White in there, he would have been finished in the third. If
Oh
Joshua was
yeah.
in there with him again, it'd be a fifth round stoppage. He wouldn't be able to handle it.
I'm
Wilder
really
is an
interested to
amazing
see
gym.
Joshua Fury because I think it will go
Yeah.
late and you think it will be early.
It depends what
Like,
Fury turn. If Fury turns up skinnier, wants to outbox him, he'll outbox him. He'll probably get knocked down though once.
mm,
Whereas if he turns up 270 like he did against Wilder and goes for it, he'll stop Joshua.
I can see him stopping Joshua anyway, depending, like even whatever shape he comes in. But
Thing is,
I think it'll be really interesting. Like,
the thing is, how do you get into Fury's head? If he
can't.
wins, you're going to get laughed at by him. If you beat him, he's just going to be like, "Oh, well done. I can now retire." Like
Yeah.
what he said to Wilder always gets to me when he's like, "I've been searching 10 years for someone to knock me out, and I still haven't found him yet, and I can't wait for him to do it." And you're like, "How am I supposed to compete with this guy?" Hey, have you seen Wow Hydrate's most recent video with Chunks, Young Philly, and Tyson Fury?
I don't think I have, no.
Chunks asked him, "So who of the most current heavyweights do you think you'd have the easiest fight with?" And he's like, "Probably Joshua. If I could build a boxer that's tailor made for me, he's the one. I'd build him." And them two looked shocked. They was like, "What? Joshua?" Like, and it Joshua, as I said to you, is a Klitschko 2.0.
Yeah.
Look what Fury did to Klitschko. And if people want to say, "Oh, but Joshua knocked out Klitschko," yeah, Joshua almost lost to Klitschko. It was fortunate that he was on the end of getting that second knockdown that clinched the fight in the final round. Fury did not get hit by Klitschko.
No.
Oh, before you say like, "Oh yes, of course he got of course he got hit by him," but you
No,
know
I
what I
I
mean.
know what you mean. I wasn't gonna jump in. Well, actually, Ian,
I'm
it's
saying this. I'm
boxing.
saying
They
this to the
hit each
fans.
other all the time.
I'm saying this to the fans. Like, if
Yeah.
Drew comes on, he's like, "Oh, but he actually did hit him." I was like, well, "Obviously, but you know what I mean." Um, yeah, I just one way traffic. If Fury goes at him, and then if he wants to outpoint him, he'll do it with ease. It won't be the most exciting fight, but he'll get
I
the
want to see
win.
him. I want to see him knock him out.
So do I.
It's
But I just want to
boxing.
see
You
him
always
beaten.
want to see a stoppage or a knockout.
I
That's
just
what
want
you
to see
watch
him
for.
beaten,
Yeah.
and to show everyone that he really is the best in the world.
Well, he's beaten the second best at the moment, Deontay Wilder.
Well, he is the best in the world.
Yeah.
Him and
Oh,
him and
what
Wilder
gets
were the two
me,
best.
like, is when I see this, and to be fair, before I started talking to you and like Jack and everyone, I probably would have done the same. Joshua's got more belts. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Like, that's that's something that I would have said 3 years ago, but now I think is stupid.
Definitely at the time, um, when you were thinking like if Andy Ruiz won, you're like, oh, I guess he's the best then.
I
No,
probably thought that as well. I'm not gonna lie.
no, you silly boy. The fat Mexican is not the best. He's nowhere near the best.
No, he's
I
up
still
there,
think
but
Josh. I still think Andy Ruiz is still in Joshua's head. I'm not being funny. Yeah, you beat him, but he knocked you out. You had to run away from him the whole
that's
fight.
what I was saying to you before. Like, I don't think Joshua can come out swinging again because he's scared that he's gonna get knocked out again, and
It's
that
not been
thought
the
will
same since
always be in his
Klitschko.
mind. No,
Not been the
since
same since Klitschko.
Klitschko knocked him down, like he's always been reserved in his fights.
And I never thought I would see this happen. I never thought I'd see the people turn on Joshua and support Fury instead. Never thought I'd see it happen.
I mean, it took some
Fury
doing,
is
but
Fury is the people's champion.
oh, for sure.
He, the way he's won back people. Actually, not even win back, just won the people. Because before he didn't win the people. Before he was
No,
hated. Because he did
even
say
when he
some
beat
really,
Klitschko,
he did say some really bad stuff, but that was in a really bad time of his life. The
yeah,
worst time of his life, actually. It's well documented.
it is. Read his
And he's
book,
come back.
watch his
He's
documentary, whatever.
come back a different man. In his book that we have, by the way, the start of that book. If you notice, that bit was written when he had his worst time,
Do you want me to
and
read? I've actually got it with me. Do you want me to read out the first sentence of the book
really out.
so people know? Which actually shook me the most when opening this book. Oh, mate, like it's so good because I've read it and it isn't even like the seam. It's not even creased. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
So this is the first sentence. So prologue, June 2016, Manchester. This is as he's writing. The speedometer hit 160 miles an hour. That was it. The end was coming. The pain would be over. What if that could be a first sentence to a thriller? You know? Okay, that's two sentences. There is a full stop after 160. But like he the fact he's come back from driving his Ferrari at a bridge, like he never went through with it. He got there and slammed the brake on. Like if he would have thought if like he obviously talks about this voice saying what about your children? People will bully them saying your father's a dosser is the quote that he always
Amy
says.
Farr's a weak man.
Weak man, that's it.
Dosser.
Um dosser. Your father would be a dosser. Nah, like yeah, like the fact he's come back from that and come back from everything and beat Wilder, that like how can you not support him?
See, this is why I want him to beat Josh, but I don't actually care if he does because he's already won.
Yeah.
He's already won. Like won every single belt, done what Joshua wanted to do before he could, and he and Fury. Yeah, he was a pro well before him, but had a long period out, and he
Yeah.
got the Wilder fight before Joshua could. Got
Like
two Wilder fights before Joshua even got one.
mm,
I think the first fight, Wilder really thought, "Oh, I'm facing a guy who's finished,"
that's the only reason why he took the fight. I was saying this to you before as well. The
and
only
then
reason he took that fight is because he saw Fury and went, this is an easy W, and if I win this, people will think that I'm the best heavyweight in the world.
the second fight, the reason was, "Oh, I knocked him down. I
Yeah,
can knock him out."
I knocked him down in the 12th. I mean, he talks about, like, whatever, referee and all that. The referee on the night came out and said that's the
Yeah,
best
the
decision he
ref
ever made.
count. the ref counted slow. Yeah, the
It
ref's
did.
meant to count a little bit slower because it
Yeah,
adds dramatic effect. It's how boxing works. It's not going to
yeah.
go one,
Two,
two,
three,
three,
four,
four,
five.
five.
It's not going to happen like that.
One, two, three. That's how the count goes,
I
mate.
can see,
And
I can see what he said. Between 8 and 9, there was quite a big pause, but I think he saw the eyes come back and he was standing up, and I think he went, I can always call this off. Like if he doesn't respond to me, I can always call this
I
off.
think
And I
every
think he
other
gave
ref
him a
would have called it
chance.
off.
Yeah.
Every other ref would have called it off.
Hmm.
If the ref who was the one for Joshua versus Parker was there, it'd have been stopped before he even hit the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
It would have been
it's not.
stopped before the right hook even happened. Like,
Can I just bring up something as well? All the excuses Wilder's been making and calling Fury a cheat and a coward. Um, Deontay, I'm not sure if you know this, mate. You got battered by him. There
hmm.
was no cheating involved. Your water didn't get spiked by your own team.
I
You had how you had 9 months to negotiate the second, oh no, the third fight. You refused to do it, and as soon as your thing expired, that's when you came out and talked about Fury avoiding you. No, you're an idiot. You're a coward, and you got heavily exposed. Like,
got heavily beat.
I'm
That's what you got.
beat up bad. And it's no shameful thing. You lost to the best heavyweight in the world. But you don't need to come out and make the excuse like, I wore the vest. Oh, you're training a £40 vest every training session now, you said on Joe Rogan. My
You did.
water was spiked. What, by Mark Breland, one of your most loyal coaches who you fired because he saved your life? Um, Fury had no padding in his glove. No, the reason he wouldn't have felt his full fist was because he does the flicking jab, which has a different effect to a normal jab. You're an idiot, mate. It's just stuff like that. It's like he nearly ruined his career,
Hmm.
but now he's looking for another fight. Like, this will be his first fight that's not for a belt since 2014. So, and he says it's going to be a worthy opponent. It's going to be meaning. So I do think it will be Andy Ruiz
I was about
because
to say Ruiz.
that fight's so easy to make. They're run by the same guy.
Yeah. Just make it happen. I'd pay
Um,
for that.
I I just I'd want to see Andy Ruiz or maybe a Michael Hunter. I'd like to see how we do.
I think Hunter would get stopped early.
I don't. I think it'd be a later one because Hunter really is good.
Hmm.
Let's not forget, Hunter is also the one who um, took Povetkin to a draw. And to be honest, I thought Hunter won that one. And I know why Dillian White took Povetkin. I was like, oh yeah, I'll choose him out of the two.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it
mean,
didn't work for him,
Povetkin.
did it? But
No, it didn't. Povetkin and Wilder were supposed to fight,
really,
but yeah, but Povetkin failed a drug test, so it had to be called off. Yeah, so Povetkin's a drug cheat as well, but he did the honest thing. He came out and said, I'm sorry, this won't happen again, and it's not happened since, so you can forgive him. Dillian White, he's failed 3 drug tests if you count amateurs, 2 in the pro scene. He was suspended for 2 years from 2012 to 2014, and obviously the one that happened last year that was quickly swept under the rug. Definitely Eddie Hearn paying someone. It, drug cheats have no place, and I know people are going to say Fury failed it. He tested positive for cocaine when he wasn't active in boxing. He wasn't going to return. Like, it's a bit different. Joshua, I'll say this to him, he's clean.
He is.
Don't get me wrong, he definitely looks like he's taken a steroid in his life, but I don't think he has.
But like you said, he's a very, very hard worker. Like that's his trait. You said that
Yeah,
earlier in the podcast. Like he
he is
does
incredibly
work hard for
hardworking.
everything. I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but Joshua went on a survival expedition with Bear Grylls. Have you seen that?
He did. I did see that, yeah.
It's very, very interesting. I have
Imagine
to say
if Bear
that.
Grylls annoyed him.
When Joshua was told to put up the hammock, it was so funny.
Joshua, you've got to drink my piss. I'm not drinking that, bro. You've got to drink it, otherwise we're gonna die.
And one thing that I would love to see is Ant Middleton and Joshua.
Well, I remember Ann Middleton screaming in Tony Bellew's face, and I thought, Anne, I know you're a big, hard army man, but you should really be careful.
Hmm.
Because Tony would mess you up. I don't care how much training you've had in the military. Tony would knock you out cold. Like,
Hmm.
talk about people saying when Tony Bellew beat David Haye, he should consider a heavyweight. No, he shouldn't have. People were suggesting him versus Wilder. Oh my god, Wilder would kill him. Fury would kill him. Joshua would kill him. Like, it wouldn't even be fun. It'd just be a horrible thing to watch.
Yeah.
Um, right, I feel like we've been talking about boxing for a fair bit, so I feel like if you want to ask, I think we should talk about one last thing and then we'll call
Yeah.
it that.
Well, I've asked you a few questions. Have you got any questions to ask me?
Um, right. Um, what questions do I have for you? Uh, not too sure really. I'll be honest. We've sort of derailed and I've kind of forgotten my questions I was gonna
Hmm.
ask.
Yeah, that's where I
Um,
was. The YouTube one
um,
came into my head. Right.
ah, here's one. When's the next Super Showdown?
Is that a personal question for you or yeah, whenever you want, really. Like we're back in this now. Mafia is coming soon again. So yeah, when like we've got it booked, I think.
well, you said yourself you're trying to sort out a new schedule for it.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of wanted this to be more scheduled because before it was literally, hey Keen, do you want to do Super Showdown? Sure. Like
Yeah,
I kind of do want to schedule, but
I think a good
yeah,
thing would be we do a locking it down every 2 weeks,
I think fortnightly for locking it down's good.
and then in that time we can do a Super Showdown. Like
So you're
try
saying
and get
one
both
week,
back.
so you're saying 1 week locking it down, and
Then
then
the
the
next,
next weekend, so 2 days in a row, if we can, Super Showdown.
yeah, that'd
Because
be
obviously
decent.
we've got night one and two. And then during that, there should be 2 episodes, actually, no, 4 episodes of the game I'm playing through,
Yeah,
which in this case is Mafia. Mafia 2.
yeah, I feel like that'd be alright if we can get that sorted.
Yeah.
As your YouTube manager, gotta make sure you're doing the job.
People don't understand like the inside, the in joke. I mean, it's not really an in joke. It started on YouTube, but yeah, like they'll be like, "Wait, Liam pays you to be his manager?" I don't. I
I work
don't. He
for
used to
free.
do the comments, and it's kind of expanded into this joke that he's my manager. But yeah, I mean, technically you are. I mean, technically we work
There's that.
together on my
I did,
channel.
yeah, well,
It used to be James, and then for a bit it was Drew, but now it's definitely like our
I
channel. You're on everything.
wouldn't say it's ours. It's like
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, at the moment it is. You're in all my Mafia videos. You're in my.
a bit,
You're
I'm
part
a
of
bit
Super
like
Showdown. You're the co-host of the podcast.
I'm a bit like Stevie from Jack, mate.
Yeah.
That's what I am, and I've got my own
No,
thing.
there's not even a camera. It's
I'm
Fiona just off
Lawrence.
screen.
I'm Lawrence, and you're True Geordie.
Oh god.
But it's not bad. I do it to help.
Yeah.
I don't do it to gain.
No, I mean we kind of game off each other to be fair, which is a very good
We do, which is a bonus
side
of it.
effect. But yeah.
I've just
Also,
seen Povetkin knock Billy White out cold just off top of me there.
we're getting close to 90 subs as well. Let's
You
sprinkle
are
that in there.
indeed.
Oh my god, 100. Like, I know 100 is nothing, but the day that I get to 100, like,
No,
Jesus
that will be good for you.
Christ.
That will be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Um, it is an exciting prospect. I mean, McGraw getting to 50 was fairly decent.
I remember when we started making the 2K19 videos,
Universe mode, yeah.
Universe
I
mode.
was
You were on
McGraw
16 and I was
I
on
was
22.
uh,
And that
we're
series,
fairly
like,
fair bit.
that series gained us the most growth, for sure. I
It
mean,
happened
we
at
were
the right
averaging about
time.
70, 80 views a video on that.
It happened at the right time because that was when FIFA was dying out.
Yeah, that was the
So
end of FIFA 19 cycle. And WWE doesn't really have a cycle in gaming. That's what I found. Like, if
yeah,
you're a wrestling fan, if you're a wrestling game fan and you come across the content, you're gonna watch it. Whereas Ultimate Team is all about when. Like, career mode and pro clubs and everything are kind of dead in itself. But when Ultimate Team dies, FIFA's never gonna get views.
no, no, it's not. You gotta be like, but we found something great, and I hope that maybe a universe mode may come back one day.
Yeah, hopefully.
But we're having a
The
lot.
problem is,
We're having
it's
a
the same problem with Super Showdown. You want tag team matches because you want to run a proper division and you want multi-man matches, but it's the game just doesn't work with it. That
I
was
feel like
one of the main reasons why we had to stop it.
the thing about 2020 though, it's two-man tags work,
Yeah,
three-man tags, but three-man tags are the more fun ones to watch. That's
yeah.
the issue with it.
And multi-man
So,
matches either last a minute or 30. There's not
so
really an in-between.
universe mode will likely come back one day, maybe when if they release a
That's my
2K21.
favourite. Apart from Mafia, actually, I've got quite a few favourites. I'd say
But
that's my favourite because I think that's the game we've had the most fun on. Super Showdown's great because we can do whatever we want, but
but
actually,
Super
but
Showdown's limited.
yeah,
We're
very
very limited
limited.
because, like, I don't want to break your heart, but it's got a life thingy because there's only a certain
Definitely have
amount
a
of time
life
until you
expectancy, and
start
it's not that long.
yeah, until you start repeating yourself. Like right now, we're still in a good situation because I've thought of an idea that can help extend it even longer, which is
Yeah, I
great.
say we've probably still got, if we can run it correctly, we've
I'd say we
probably
still got a
got,
fair few. We've still
yeah,
got a fair few
we've
shows we could do.
we've probably got until say halfway towards 2K22. I think it
Yeah,
would start to dry up.
yeah.
But then what are we gonna do between those 2 points? That's what we have to work out.
That,
We can't go back to
what
FIFA because that's the time FIFA's dead. But yeah, I'd say like a new console in it, PS5. So there'll be loads of games out that we can play together.
exactly. Um,
If they make a remake of either Red Dead or a full remake of San Andreas, Red Dead 1 that is, watch this channel because There will definitely be a series on those two.
I'll say when the day does come for when Super Showdown does eventually end, we'll make sure that the final show is an absolute banger.
Yeah, better than the last one, which is
And if it's
by
filled full
far
of
our favourite show to date.
dud matches where like opponent gets knocked out within a minute, then we will make sure we don't end it on a low note.
No, if we have to, we'll redo the show.
We have to. I mean, so far we've had some decent 5-star classics,
We
five
have.
and a half star actually as well.
I mean, Daniel Bryan versus
Then
Ricky
it
Steamboat.
was special.
Is anything gonna top that?
I'm not too sure.
It's AI technology. I don't think it can. I think everything was perfect then.
That was a really that's definitely been the best match we've seen from any, not just the Super Showdown, from any universe mode, including with that we've had.
That's the best
That
simulated match we've ever seen
yeah,
in two and a
that
half
was great.
years.
The most underwhelming was for me Hulk Hogan versus Cena.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
pretty poor.
I was so sad because it was like Taker versus John Cena in real life. It was just 5 minutes, and it was just Hogan doing all. He's only won one match, and it was against Vince McMahon.
In a backstage brawl.
Yeah, and it's not like it wasn't competitive. It was a competitive match as well.
Mm.
Right, I feel like we've rambled on a fair bit.
We definitely have. We've gone longer than we thought.
Yeah, we
That's for
have.
sure. We thought we were going to come back with an hour to an hour and 15-minute video. We smashed it. It's 2 hours 15, mate.
We've done well.
We have. There we go. Back into the swing of things. Anyway, um, if you've seen this, drop it a like. Go subscribe to Kian channel. Do you want to shout all four of them out? This is your moment.
Well, we got McGrawtism Inc., we got Kian McGraw, we got Sinsel Promotions, and we got McGrawtism Memes. So there's a fair bit. And again, since I'm now technically working for them, voice from the corner.
Yeah.
That if you could see that, that would be great.
If that's the one we want to push now. Also, big thanks to Jack Laver. I've shouted him out
Yep,
quite a bit,
Jan
and
Lover.
yeah, because he's the person that got us involved in that. So go subscribe to him if you like boxing as well, and if you like collaborations and things. Jack's your guy, definitely for that. Um,
Music's great.
yeah, collaborations. I meant collabing videos together, not actual collabs. If you want actual collabs, that's Voice from the Corner. If you like Tyson Fury, he has appeared on that channel as well, so go check that out. I think that's a great place to end, to be honest, mate. Not sure about you. Yeah, everyone and everything is called shouted out. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and good night.